du oder sie oder du. It's tricky to know when to use du or sie. But in this video, we're going to find out exactly when you should do that. Also, los geht's. Hallo und herzlich willkommen zu Coffee Break German. Ich bin Marc.
Und ich bin Andrea.
And as I said in this video, we're going to be answering a question from our listener, Benedict. Now, Benedict wants to know when to use du and sie. I think if Benedict perhaps is a French speaker, she may also be getting confused from the point of view of tu and vous, because it's very similar but also a little bit different. And in English, we only have one word for you. Andrea, we need your help.
Yes, it's a really great question. Thank you so much, Benedict. And I love answering this because du and sie is one of my favorite topics.
Excellent. Okay, go for it.
So I think as a rule, we can say that children are du. So
Okay.
everyone maybe under 16.
So we have du and sie. So everyone under 16.
And
du.
then obviously as a consequence, we say everyone above 16 is sie.
Okay.
But this is where it gets tricky.
Okay. So in what other situations would we use du?
So with your relatives, family relatives, they are all du.
Okay, so relatives, friends, everyone there is.
Yes, absolutely. Friends are also always du. Yes. And then maybe if you have agreed with someone that du is appropriate.
Okay, so agreement, we'll come back to that in a moment. But if, for example, you're in a restaurant as an adult, then you would be using sie with the restaurant waiter or something like that.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. Unless, and this is really tricky, unless you're maybe in your 20s and it's a young, funky place,
Okay.
and the waiter, waitress is also in their 20s, and then it is absolutely acceptable to use du.
Okay. But in most transactional situations, shops, restaurants, if you're a little bit older than your 20s, then you would be using sie.
Yes, and I think it is really important to stress how much we love sie.
Okay.
Yeah. And I think we love it maybe more than other European languages that have a similar structure. We absolutely love sie.
Okay, well, we'll keep that in mind. What about the whole idea of when the time comes, or when you're establishing that agreement, and you're telling someone, maybe we should say du to each other or something like that? How do we get over that in German?
Well, it's important to get it out of the way right at the start. Okay, don't wait too long or you'll miss the moment.
Okay.
Yeah. So, for example, if you meet someone new and I don't know, maybe for example at an event, yeah, you meet someone new and you can do this at the introduction. So you say, ich heiße Andrea. So I give you my first name, and that is actually my signal that I think you can say du to me.
Okay, right. So
Yeah.
rather than ich heiße Frau whatever.
Genau, ja. So no one would say, ich heiße Frau Müller. You would then just say, Guten Tag, Müller.
Müller, okay, right.
Ja. But if I say, ja, hallo, ich heiße Andrea, oder mein Name ist Andrea, and then you say, okay, freut mich, Marc, ja. And then if you're still not sure, then you can say, sollen wir du sagen?
Okay, so that's our question there. Sollen wir du sagen? So
Ja,
should we say du to each other?
aha, genau. Or also we can say, ist es okay, wenn wir du sagen?
Okay, so ist es okay, wenn wir du sagen?
Genau, ja. And another one would be, können wir uns duzen?
Ah, right. Okay, so können wir, could we, uns, to each other or to us, duzen. So that's the verb to
Yeah.
say do, to say du.
Ja, to say du.
To say du.
Ja,
Können wir
duzen.
uns duzen.
Ja.
Okay, good.
So as I said, it's best to get it out of the way at the beginning. And maybe if, I don't know, there is a new knitting group or I don't know, a new foraging club or something, and you all meet, and then you would, so the group leader would at the beginning say, is this okay, wenn wir uns duzen?
Okay.
Yeah, and then normally everybody tends to agree.
Good. Okay. What about the situation where maybe an adult is telling a child to call them du? The equivalent in English, call me by my first name. Call me Mark.
Ja, okay. Ja, this is very easy. Du kannst du sagen oder du kannst du zu mir sagen.
Du kannst du, and then in brackets there, because that's optional, zu mir.
Ja.
Sagen. So, du kannst du zu mir sagen. You can say du to me.
Genau.
Okay, let's go through each of these sentences one more time. So, shall we say du to each other?
Ja, sollen wir du sagen?
Okay. Is it okay if we do each other?
Ist es okay, wenn wir du sagen?
Okay. Could we use the du form?
Können wir uns duzen?
Okay, that's actually can. I'm saying could we. That's can we, isn't it? It would be könnten.
Ja.
Yeah. So,
Ja.
And then you can call me du.
Ja, du kannst mir Entschuldigung. Du kannst du sagen oder du kannst du zu mir sagen.
Okay. Well, Benedikt, we hope that this helps you in your quest to know whether to use du or sie. And if you have a question like Benedikt, then simply get in touch with us. Head to coffeebreakquestions.com where you can leave your question for us, and we'll hopefully be able to include that in a future episode of our show. And of course, if you've enjoyed this video, if you've found it useful, if you've always been wondering when to use du and sie, and now you know, then give it a like and subscribe to our channel. That way you'll be able to find out when we've got new videos coming out. And click the little bell icon that appears to be notified when we're posting those new videos.
And if you would like to practice your German or maybe have a question, just post your question or comment in the comment section below.
Fantastic. Also, Andrea, vielen Dank.
Vielen Dank, Marc.
Und bis zum nächsten Mal.
Bis bald. Tschüss.